So recently I've been hearing the song APT by Bruno Mars and Rose from Blackpink a lot, and it struck me how familiar this chorus melody sounds. So I did some digging and found that this melody was indeed used on a lot of songs I've heard growing up, like So I want to break this melody down and show why this melody works so well and why so many songs share this melody. The main thing these songs with this melody shares is the chord progression. So they usually got this 4-5-6-1 chord progression underneath. So taking the key of D sharp as an example, that's the key the song APT is in. The 4-5-6-1 chords of the key would be A flat, B flat, C minor, D sharp. Not all songs with this melody have this progression exactly, but the song, again, APT does. What becomes really obvious when we play this melody on the guitar with the chords is that the melody is really just tracing the chords being played and adding a few extra notes here and there. Just check this out. So again, the melody is really just playing the notes used in each chord and playing some extra notes on top to make it sound cool. So the first chord of APT is this 4 chord, G sharp major chord. And in a regular major chord like this, it's made up of the 1, 3, and 5 notes. That just represents the distance between the notes in the key of the chord, in this case G sharp. So that's just to say, if we look at G sharp as the first note or the root note, and we go up the G sharp major scale, we can get the other notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we got 1, 3, 5. And to get a fuller sound, we might play the 4 chord, which just repeats the 1, 3, 5 notes all throughout. So 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. So all that is to say, in terms of playing the melody over this chord, if we play the 1, 3, 5 notes, or really any note in this 4 chord too, it's going to sound the most stable. And if we use any note that's outside of it, it's going to sound more suspenseful. So over the G sharp major chord, we got these 2 melody notes. That's the 1 and the 7. So we start off on the 1, which is not only a part of the chord, but it's also the root note. So it creates a sense of stability and resolution. So we're starting on like a very good, stable place. But then we go to the 7th note, which creates suspense because not only is it not part of the chord, it's also super close, just half a step, 1 fret down from the root note, the 1 note. So it's like, oh, we're so close to home and we're so desperate to get back home because we're just so close. If you're interested in music that uses this 7th note as a part of the chords, check out this video where I talk about cool chords used in lo-fi music. So for the next chord, we go to this 5 chord, the B flat major chord, and we have this melody on top. 5, 3, 4, 5. So from top, again, it would be 5, 3, 4, 5. So we start off on the 5 note, which is a really stable, comfortable note because it's a part of the chord, first off. Also, the 5 note of a chord is actually a natural harmonic of the 1 note, the root note, the home note. All that is to say, scientifically, when you play the 1 note, you can kind of hear the 5 note in there too. So just a really solid, safe sounding note. And then for second note, we go to the 3. And this is the note that makes a major chord, like this one, sound major, or makes it sound happy. So it's a very happy sounding note. And then we go to the 4, which is a bit suspenseful because it's outside of this regular major chord. But then we quickly return to the 5, again, a very stable note. So it's overall pretty stable. After that, we go to the 6th chord of the D sharp key, the C minor chord. So a regular minor chord is made up of the 1, flat 3, and 5 notes. 1, 5, 1, flat 3, 5, 1. And if we play any note that's within this chord shape, so 1, flat 3, or 5 notes, it's going to sound the most stable. So over the C minor chord, we got these 2 notes, the 5 and the 4. So again, we start from the 5, from a very stable place because it's within a part of the chord and it's just a very stable note. Then we go to the 4, which is a bit more suspenseful because it's not a part of the chord. So for the final chord, we go back to the 1 chord of the key, the D sharp major chord. And we play this melody on top, the 1, 6, 7, 1. So it's starting from a super stable place, the 1 note. For that, we go to the 6th note. So it's more suspenseful because it's not part of this major chord. And then to further add to the suspense, we go to the 7th note. Again, 7th note has a suspenseful feeling of like, oh, we're so close to home, but not quite, and we want to get back home so bad. And then finally, we go back to the 1 note for that resolution that we wanted. As we can see, the melody is full of suspenses throughout, but always returns to the most comfortable and stable 1 note of whatever chord we're playing at the end. If we plot out the melody in terms of the pitch of the notes on a graph, it would look roughly like this, where it's generally going down, but then there are some cool cycles in between. Yet another thing that makes a melody memorable is notice how we're not actually using that many notes. We're kind of hitting a lot of the same notes many times. So to start off, we got this part. And we're hitting each note like 2-3 times. Even doing this part where we're kind of ascending a little bit and cycling, we're repeating the first note twice. So really hitting a lot of the same notes versus using a lot of different notes to really try to etch kind of this simple idea into people's brains. Another cool thing that really makes a melody work is notice how the rhythm kind of matches the mood of the notes being used, where it's a mix of excitement and comfort. So we got these two alternating rhythms. So first this upbeat one, where it's just kind of happy, and this slower one, where it's more reflective and just comfortable. So it's like excitement, comfort, excitement, comfort. This variety is also what makes it great for the chorus of a song, like on APT, because it's just so interesting. Now it's quite common for this melody to be changed up, especially when it's played the second time through, so it doesn't sound as cliche. For example, on APT, the first time through, they just follow the pattern, but the second time through, they do something more like... So second half of the chorus, at first they kind of follow the pattern, but then instead of doing this ascending part at the very end, they play notes that are far apart to break the monotony of this pattern. As we were saying, a good memorable melody usually consists of a blend of adventure and comfort, excitement and calm, and that's usually made up of dipping in and out of the notes used in the chords, changing up the movement of the notes in terms of pitch, and finally varying up the rhythm of the melody. If you're interested in learning more about memorable melodies, check out this video where I play through and break down 5 iconic guitar riffs that define Japanese rock guitar. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.